Hi, I'm Dalbir Singh, and today we're going to take a look at deleting duplicate rows using the row number window function in SQL Server. So in this example, let's imagine we have a web application that stores customer email addresses for marketing campaigns such as newsletters in a table. And over time, we end up accumulating duplicate email addresses. Our task is to remove the duplicates and keep just one instance of the email address. So to help us do that, we're going to be using the row number window function. Now there are many other ways to manage duplicates in SQL Server. I've selected row number because I think it's quite a novel approach for this problem. Now it's not perfect, there are some drawbacks, and I'll talk about those at the end of the video. So here is the basic syntax for the row number function. The order by here is not to be confused with the order by of your actual query. This will make a lot more sense when we look at the partitioning keyword, so I'm going to skip it for now. Just understand that I'm going to put the email column as the order by expression. And what this is going to do is generate a new column called row num next to the result set. And watch what happens when we execute this. So as you can see, it's sequencing each row starting from 1 going all the way up to 6. So let's replicate this in SQL Server Management Studio. So we're going to do the row underscore number function over, and I'm going to say order by the email column, and we'll call this row num. Okay, so let's execute this. And there we go, similar results to what we saw before. Now let's just take another look at our data here. So we can see we've got 2 duplicates of e.bachman. We appear to have 3 duplicates of g.bertram, and we only have 1 instance of p.gregory. I'm now going to show you the row number function using the partition keyword and how that changes the rendered row num column. So we've introduced the partition by keyword into our query. For the expression column, I'm using email again, same as I am with ordering, and just observe what happens this time. That's interesting. So if you notice, we go 1, 2, 3, we then reset to 1 again, 2, and then reset to 1. The partitioning keyword has basically stacked all the occurrences of a given email address next to each other. Now in my demos, I've already done this for you just to make everything simple, but in the real world scenario, you'll find that these duplicates would be scattered across many different pages. And so the partitioning by will stack them close to each other in stacks. Now I'm trying really hard here not to use the word group because that's a different meaning in t-sql. But if you're naturally thinking of grouping, then you would be right. The point being that with the partition by keyword, you now have each type of email address in its own window. And in this set, we have 3 windows. So there's the first window for e.bachman, the second window for g.bertram, and the third window for p.gregory. And what that means is that the row numbering will start from 1 and continue upwards for however many instances of this email there is within this window. And then as you can see, the email then changes because we reach the last instance of e.bachman. And this is now a new window, and so we start from 1 again and count upwards. And this is also where the order by starts to make sense, because remember earlier that I said that the order by is not the overall presentation order by. Well, what I meant by that was the order by only applies to the window that it's in. So if we imagine that we had another column here called created date, and you wanted the latest email address row to be in position 1, then you'd simply put order by created date descending, and for each window it's going to order the rows based on that statement. Okay, so the partitioning and the change in sequencing is interesting, but how does this help us in deleting the duplicate rows? Well, if we look at this logically, we want to keep at least 1 instance of each email and delete any duplicate instances. So by definition, any row that has a row num value that is greater than 1 is a duplicate. So what we could do is create a delete statement that deletes any row that is greater than 1. And if we execute such a statement, this will eliminate these rows, leaving just one instance of each email address. Okay, so back to the demo. Here's the query we just looked at a moment ago. And as you can see, we've got 3 windows here. So e.Bachman, g.Bertram, and p.Gregory. And I've wrapped the query into a common table expression, which I've called CTE. That's just to make this a little bit more neater. So let's write the delete statement. So delete from our common table expression. Oops. Where we'll say the row num value on our CTE is greater than 1. So if we execute this, we see 3 rows have gone. Now those should be our duplicate rows. So if we do a quick select on the table, you can see we're left with a distinct list of email addresses. And so there are no more duplicates in here. Now, as cool as this is, it's not ideal in every single scenario. For example, if you're dealing with a table that has millions of rows, then the row number method is probably not the best way to go. And the reason for that is due to how window functions work. They require all the data to be read out of the database before the results that can be operated on. So in that scenario, I would probably suggest one of the more traditional methods for dealing with duplicates, which involves an exist phrase within the where clause. So there you have it, how to use row number to delete duplicates in a table on SQL Server. As always, there's more information in the online documentation on Microsoft SQL Server Books Online. I will include a link to this page in the description. If you enjoyed the video, please don't forget to like and subscribe for more SQL Server content. Thanks for watching.